In this episode of the Nidd Group Survival, I get to work on my Cozy Cottage, but run into a bit of a snag.
You've clogged up the assembler.
Yep, I need that stuff to finish.
It's not going to.
Why not?
Run out of silver.
Boris and I blame Sal and Minty for it.
That's Sal's fault.
That's Sal's fault. Yep, Minty distracted her. It's Minty's fault.
Yeah.
And then Boris stubs his toe.
I died.
All right, cut.
I stubbed my toes on the asteroid, and that was it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nidd Season 4. We are here in front of my beautiful projector, getting ready to get started on the next big part of my plans for this server. So this, you'll see, is the starts of... Am I sliding? No. Okay. The beginnings of my house platform. So what I've done is, attached to I've attached to the side of the base with my mag boots, and now I'm walking around like an idiot. Whoa, okay, there we go. But yeah, so what I've done here is cut my house up into slices so that it should hopefully be easier to build. The other thing I can do actually, so that it's even easier to build, is change the setting. So if I get back into the seat, there is a setting in here called Show Only Buildable, which will do nothing at the moment, but we will flip that on. Actually, that's too bad you can't put that on a button. I don't think you can. But before we do that, I'm going to grab a couple of steel plates so that we can... I'm going to build this out just so that it touches like that, right? Now that's gonna that can all go away later, so we don't need to fill that in. But that actually gives me something that I can actually touch now, and then we can go back in here. Show only buildable. Okay, so now we just have this one piece here, and we'll be able to build it out, and that way we'll know too if we've missed something. Hopefully it'd be a lot easier to figure that out. So the next thing we need to do is, we built this in the last episode. I'm going to jump into this ship, and we want to transfer a bunch of stuff into this ship. Now the question that I have before we do that actually is, I go to the projector, it should tell me, so yeah, 189 blocks remaining, 168 armor, 16 thruster, 4 ion, and 1 ore detector. So what I'm going to try and do here is gather the resources I need just for this and load it all into this ship. I don't know if it'll fit everything I need for this, but we'll find out. Okay, so I've done the math, and I was able to fit almost everything into this ship. What we're going to need, which was 5,250 of these guys. I pulled them over, and it puts the squiggly in front. The squiggly worries me, because when you get the squiggly, sometimes you end up with like approximately 0, and then you can't get rid of that from your inventory. So I hope that's not a problem anymore. But then I've got like all the construction components we need and all of these other things. The only thing that I couldn't fit in here completely was the thruster components. We still need some more of those, but I've got them all built. So once we've moved through a few things, we can pull over the rest of the thruster components that we need. Oh my goodness, this thing is heavy. It is full up. I guess we're gonna find out how good this thing goes on a full load now. But we don't really want it to move too quickly. So let's just fly it over to the first place over here. Now I'm gonna get up on top of this thing and construct it, I think, from the bottom. It's actually moving pretty good once it started to move here. So if I kind of come in on top of this, point down a little bit, line it up with the block that we want. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. Okay, so now we're gonna slowly build out our base here. All right, it appears that something's up with the blueprint, because as I was building, I was like, hey, this is weird that it's building way more than I thought that the projection should be building, but it keeps kind of going up. You'll notice that as I was building, the walls were being created and going up, even though I didn't have the full projection on. And then of course I ran out of steel plates, because I'm pretty sure the original projection was just that base, didn't include any of the walls. So I have to fill up with more steel plates once again to finish the underneath and then continue on the top. But I'm not sure what's going on with the projection. Like you can see on the bottom of the projection here, it's showing the thrusters and everything underneath that need to be welded still. And on the top, it's not showing the next block. But when you go there with the ship, it builds it anyway, even though technically it's not in the projection that I put out. It's in the full projection, but not the one that I set up. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. Let me refill up and we'll finish doing the underside of this thing and maybe play with the projection a little bit. All right, so it's all pretty much done up here. We're missing some construction components here. I must have miscalculated a little bit on that, or it was used somewhere else. But I think that's the only one that's not finished. I can grab those construction components. Looks like everything else down here is nicely built up under the, like on the underside. We've got all of our thrusters here. This is what's gonna move my home all around. So yeah, just go grab those last little bits of construction components here, just like that. All right, there, that one's nicely done up. So there we go. We've got the underside and the base done. I think there's just a few little spots that maybe I missed with, yeah, like right here. There we go. And that is the base of, or the bottom, I guess, of the house all done up. Now there's a lot more to be done on top, obviously. Most of this is gonna require steel plates, but the attic is actually where all of my stuff, my assembly and all of that kind of stuff is going to be in this house. What I'm wondering though, let's take a look at what's going on with the projection here though. So let's sit into this vehicle or this chair. We've got a projection. Like if I just show only buildable blocks, so you see, like it's done. According to this, the projection is finished being constructed. I don't know why it kept building a different projection. So if I go, that was phase one. So yeah, like phase one should have been literally just the base. Phase two should bring it up to the next level. So if I bring phase two now into, yeah, see, okay, so now you can see that it wants to build the windows and the upper floors. Like why was it building more? And it's, you can already see it's building even up higher than this projection. Well, that's like, the whole point of making this into phases was so that I could get in here without the thing like overcoming my welding machine. This is gonna definitely get in the way of that. I don't like this at all. Why is it building it up? Maybe it was just a glitch. Maybe I have to, like if I go projector, there's like custom data blueprints, remove. Maybe I had to like remove the old one. So if I remove it, let's add phase two back on. Maybe that'll help fix it because we had the previous one on there and we didn't remove it. We just changed it to a different one. I wonder if that's why it was doing weird things like that. But either way, now it's time to move on to the next level of our house. It's going to tell me that I need a bunch more things, but not a whole lot anymore because it's mostly built. But we need some more armor, obviously, and then we got a bunch of windows to build and some pillars and a medical room. So I'm going to get all of the resources I need into my welding ship that we need for this, and we'll build the next level, and we'll see how this projection fares, if it actually stops where it's supposed to, or if it just keeps building into one it shouldn't know about. All right, so here is layer 2 done, and it does look like, so this actually is the next day for me, and it does look like either the reconnection or the resetting of the projector or something along that nature has caused the projection to work properly. So I think it had to do with the fact that we had the original, the full one going, and then I just changed it to layer 1 and layer 2 type thing, as opposed to actually completely removing it and then re-adding the new one. Or it could have just required a reset or something like that, but it doesn't appear to be building up anymore, which is good. And here is, so like the basic walls of the inside of the house now, with the med bay right here at the front. That might move, but that's the start. And the windows all in place. Looks like I missed one right here. This is a window, a windowless window. I'll have to fix that. I've still got all the stuff up there for that. But yeah, it's starting to come together. So let's build the next layer, which will be now. So let's do this properly now. So I'll go into the projecta, and we will remove the one that's in here, and then we'll go to the blueprint phase 3, which will get us up even higher. And there we go. So now it'll be basically getting a bunch of the roof on top now, or the starts of the roofing, and up to the base for the next level here. I'm looking forward to making this happen. It's getting closer and closer. So here is phase 3. It's coming together very nicely. Look at this, my nice little patio section here. And as we go inside, the ceiling in here is starting to form, as you can see. And all the blocks coming together, nice big windows that are brand new and dirty as one would want, when you build a brand new house. So that you can't see out of them. I love them that way. That's just how I like them. And yeah, so to come together, the architecture is looking nice. It's looking nice and cozy. And then we get up to the next level here, and this is where all of the stuff is gonna go. Yeah, it's starting to come together pretty nicely. Oh, looks like there is a couple of spots that I missed, so let's just fill that in.
It's missing a bit on the top.
Yep, that's because I'm smart and I build in phases. So now, basically I chopped it up into like 5 pieces so that I could weld them up one at a time. But I learned something. Here's something you might want to know about projections that I learned while doing this and trying to be sneaky smart, is that...
Yeah.
Actually first, hello, a wild Boris I appears.
Oh, hang on. Wait. Oh no, an Anubis appears. There we go. That was natural, right?
That's very natural, yeah. So I'm building in phases. I started with just the bottom, like the floor level. Then the next level up was up to where the windows go. Then the third level up was to the top here where the roof starts. The fourth level is now what you see in the projection right now with the actual bits, the real bits that make a space engineer's home work. And then the fifth level will be the entire house with the roof and everything enclosed. So I built the whole house first, and then I sliced it up into those 5 sections, made separate projections for each one, and then I've been layering them on as I build. It has worked excellent, except for one thing. Let's say you put the whole projection down first, just to make sure that it looks right. And then you decide, okay, now I'm gonna change it to the first layer projection and start building that. Don't just change the projection. You actually have to remove the original one and then add the new one. Don't just change it, or else it'll only show you level 1 in the projection, but as you start building, it'll just build the whole house. I learned that the hard way.
I noticed in what you were saying there, you referred to a space engineer's house as if it was a thing.
It is. This is my cozy cottage. It's a thing. It's a beautiful. It's wonderful.
As if it's a normal thing that every Space Engineers player does.
Oh yeah, of course. Why would you not have a home to call your own? Own? Own. A home to call your own.
You've clogged up the assembler.
Yep, I need that stuff to finish.
It's not going to.
Why not?
Run out of silver.
Oh no.
I'm just going to push in.
What about the stuff after that? Was both of them done now?
Superconductor, I'll push that up. That should be able to finish. But the reactor components can't.
Oh no. That means I'm not going to be able to actually have power.
I'll just quickly fly around the asteroid. There might be silver on this asteroid.
Here's my house so far, Boris.
You've got a weird structure on top.
Yeah, it's a growth. Don't point that out. The house is really sensitive about it.
I think I have some ointment for that.
Yeah, so I got pretty much 95% done on phase 4, which is, and the phase 5 is the final roof. But as you can see, I don't have I'm short like 1,200 reactor components or something like that.
That's Sal's fault.
That's Sal's fault. Yep. We ran out of silver, so I can't finish the reactor until I go do some mining. And Sal is being very lackadaisical in her job. I mean, she is the only miner on the server, and that ship has just been sitting there doing nothing
for like 2 weeks.
For like 2 weeks. Yep. She said something about real life taking precedence.
Yeah,
that's all. That excuse only works for me, but not for other people.
And and the whole Minty flying to the other side of the world.
Yes, and the Minty thing. Yeah, so it's Minty's fault. Minty distracted her. It's Minty's fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here it is so far. You can kind of look at the inside, which is fairly bare bones right now because I'm going to try and decorate that with kind of like an actual house. So sitting places and stuff, but I'm not exactly sure what to do with it yet. The attic here, which is the growth, which doesn't have a roof, is where all of the components will live that actually make the house functional.
And that's completely covered, isn't it?
It will be, yeah. Actually, I can throw on the final projector really quick.
Before I decided on my build as it is, the idea I had before it was a very conservative-looking house. And then the roof opened up and it was just a disco inside. That was my idea.
There you go. There's what it'll look like when the roof is... Well, actually, I guess I have to turn on the...
There we go.
Yeah, I had to turn off the buildable thing. But yeah, so that's what the roof will be when it's all
weird.
done.
That's a bug. You can see the light without that.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. But yeah, so it's almost there. The last bit will be very, very quick probably to build because it's mostly just steel blocks. But before I can finish it, I have to go get some silver. Silver!
Oh no, it's a complication for the episode. Will Anubis do it?
That's right, will we? So to make it really exciting, you know what I could do? I could finish the house.
Do it while upside down.
As is, without finishing the reactor. Because there is a bunch of batteries in here that will all be charging up right now. And then the challenge will be to take the house and find
And mine
silver
with it.
before I run out of battery power.
You know, that's just going to end up with you
Lost in space.
furiously messaging me on Discord saying, my house is floating away. Can you come?
Can you come and save it?
Bring it back to base. I'm fine with that. Go do that.
Go do that. Well, that's what we might do then. We'll see. But yeah, there's the house so far. I'm pretty happy with it. It's almost done. Almost done. But Sal and Minty got in the way of me finishing my project, and you know, how dare they?
And we both almost have our houses done, and they've not even started.
That's right, yeah. And I'm not going to look over on the other side of that because there's spoilers over there on the other side of the base. There's Boris house spoilers.
It's not good enough to call it a spoiler.
But if you want to see what Boris's house looks like, go check out his channel.
It's a minor disappointment before the actual disappointment of when I finished it.
Do you have any final words about my home?
What color is it going to be? Or is that the color?
That is how I painted it, but it's
I
kind of
remember
bland.
it being red for some reason.
Yeah,
But
like
I
I do
don't
have
know
like
why.
a gray floor with the white walls and then a different color gray for the ceiling, I think it was. But yeah, it's very bland looking, isn't it?
I died.
All right, cut. There's his body. There's Boris's body flying away.
I stubbed my toes on the asteroid, and that was it.
So, like the great Achilles before him, the mighty Boris Pravisham was undone by the most unlikely of sources. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments with your ideas, suggestions, and thoughts. In particular, any ideas you have about building household furniture using nothing but vanilla blocks would be amazing to hear about. Also, hitting that like button lets me know you're excited for more. If you're new to my channel and want to be notified when I release new videos, don't forget to subscribe. My active series at the moment, of course, includes Space Engineers, as well as Elite Dangerous, Pulsar the Lost Colony, and Astroneer. If these games either aren't what you're looking for at the moment, or you just want more, there's over 1,000 videos on my channel for you to choose from. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. You have an absolute great one, and I'll see you all next time.